Hey guys, it's makeup tutorial time again.
Okay.
Hey Hot Miss Cam.
Oh my god.
Yes!
There you
I got bipolar disorder. My shit's not in order. I'm overweight.
Very, very simple. I use this.
Camera cut out again. Hey Hot Miss Cam. Hey guys, thanks for stopping by my channel. Today I'm going to be talking about a Wet n Wild palette. Unfortunately, it is discontinued. It was a limited edition. I think it was either 1 or 2 years ago. I know this sounds bad, but I finally just actually dug into it. Once you see the colors, you'll understand why I didn't. I thought it was such an autumn fall kind of color palette that every time I did finally get around to wanting to use it, it wasn't that time of year. Now, mind you, you can use these anytime you wanted to, but for some reason in my head, I just kept on thinking, autumn is when I want to use it. Autumn is when I want to use it. So finally, I sat my butt down and used it. I am actually wearing it today. It's on my eyes. It is the Sunset to Sea by Wet n Wild. As you can tell, it's got the orange and the brown and the nice creamy color there. As you can tell, that's the reason, is because it looks so October. Like October, and just fall color. Sorry, my pup's on the bed, and he was standing on my freaking computer, so I had to close it. Then my phone keeps on going off. Distractions. Anyway. Yeah, so I just really wanted to use it for autumn. I paired it with a nice brown lip. This too is also from Wet n Wild. If I don't have the video out now, it should be coming out soon about these lipsticks. They're pretty new to the line, but I believe they are a staple. They're a permanent part of the Wet n Wild collection. It's called Mink Brown. It's definitely been one that I've used throughout the whole autumn session. And I think it will work really well during the winter as well. So I'm probably going to be using that a lot. Anyway, back to the palette. This is what it is. It's got the brush and the sponge. Like I said, this was a limited time offer. You may be able to find it online. I do know that I've looked up a couple of other things that I couldn't find that was limited edition, and they are out there. They are a little bit more spendier than what you would if you had gone to the drugstore, but if you really wanted it, then that could be an option. But for now, this is just my look-see kind of look. Basically kind of like a makeup tutorial slash Wet n Wild kind of collection. I do get a kick out of watching other Wet n Wild tutorials and swatches, even if I know I can't get it. It's kind of interesting. And since I am going through my Wet n Wild collection, I thought I should definitely put this out there. If not for the palette, at least, for a nice autumn look. As you can tell, it came out really well. I love it. I put the orange on the lid, and then the brown in the crease area, and then I used the cream color for my brow bone area. You can definitely switch it, where obviously the brow bone area would still be the cream, but you could put the brown in the eyelid area, and then put the orange on the crease, just to give it that nice faded look. I think I will try that one in another day, but for right now, I think I like the orange on the lid and the dark, because I'm a big smoky eye. But I think if you are one of those that likes to put the light color on the outside of the eye look instead of on the lid, that might be a good one too, because I think that would come out really well. The pigment, I was really expecting the orange pigment to be really like really out there. It wasn't, but you could still see the orange. I did have to go back and repack it again. If I were to use this again, I would definitely use my orange primer. I have a one of those 24, what are they called? Those 24 palette things. No, not palettes. They're L'Oreal? Is it L'Oreal? No. Color Tattoo 24 Hour by Maybelline. and I got it in the Fierce and Tangy. It's like an orange color. So I think what I'll do next time is I will probably use that as my base. It would probably give it a little bit more oomph, but I really wanted to just try it. I do have a primer on, but it's just a basic, you know, non-color, you know, like it's the color of my flesh color. But yeah, the orange, you know, like I said, wasn't as dark as I thought it was going to come out. It still came out really nice, but it wasn't as much as I thought. The brown wasn't as dark as I thought either. It did come out more of a more lighter mousy brown. I did have to work on it, but it still came out really well. I think the whole look itself looks really good, and I just love all the dark colors going on, and I think it did all right. I mean, you know, I definitely would suggest this to a friend if they could find it. I'm beating myself up now that I haven't used it until right now. I could have been using this a while ago. It's just and it's one of those palettes where all three colors go together. You can kind of mix and match them on how you want to use it on the eye, and they all work together. Some of their palettes that they do have, sometimes one color you're just like, well, it's kind of similar to the other color, so I don't know how I'm supposed to make this work. So yeah, I do enjoy this kind of palette. Plus, I am a 3-color kind of girl for my smoky eye. I don't need 5 or 6 or 10 colors to make a smoky eye. I think that's ridiculous. I mean, sometimes you do need it, but come on, girls, really? You don't really need that many. And if you needed a certain particular color, then go get that color instead of trying to mix and match. Unless you're, you know, on a budget or something. I can understand that, but you're talking about other people that have a shit ton of palettes, and you know damn well they have that particular color, and instead of just using that color, they mix and match, and 10 million, you know, 9 colors later on your eye, then you got the perfect look. So I'm really happy that it just had the 3 and they worked really good. We'll go ahead and do the swatches, and then I will let you go. Oh, and after this, obviously I'll have the mini tutorial to show you how I did this. Alright, swatch time. So we got the orange, which they say for the eyelid. They're very buttery, very smooth. My eyelid imprint is gone now that I've smushed it. The crease color is the brown, and the brow bone is the creamy, yellowy kind of color. That's what they look like. I did give them a good couple zhuzhes. And then we got the orange, the brown, and the creamy. Cream color, probably barely see. And there's the orange. Actually, the orange is looking really good on camera, but in real life, it's kind of light. Same goes with the brown, but they're beautiful colors. It's one of those where you're all right with it being not as pigmented as you thought they were going to be, because they still came out with a nice hue of a color. They look really good. Very, I'm amazed with this. This was the, it's a color icon. It doesn't tell me which collection it was from. I have 2 others from this collection, but they're very bright. Don't know when I'm going to get to those, but you know, who knows. But I really definitely wanted to get to this one, and I'm sure the other ones will come along. Those are much brighter colors, so we'll see what happens. I may have to wait until the spring for those colors. But I also don't like to put myself in a certain box where I can only wear certain colors during certain times of the year. So thanks for stopping by and checking out this palette with me. I enjoy it so much, and if you are interested, I hope you can find it. If not, sorry for the tease. Talk to you guys later.